Search command followed by -F, which is the parameter often used. Help. This command will give you a list of available commands in Meterpreter. System commands, user interface commands, webcam commands, audio output, elevate, path, search. We're going to search using the command grep Meterpreter. Press enter. This will search from the MSF Venom list of payloads for specific payloads related to Meterpreter by using that identifier Meterpreter. Components available on the number 1, the target operating systems. For example, our IP may also be limited by the exploit. Meterpreter payload as the name of the exploit. So in this case, the common exploit, exploit/windows/smb/ms, in this case, MSF console to start Metasploit, and then type use the name of the exploit. So in this case, the common exploit, exploit/windows/smb/ms17_010 eternal blue, and then press enter. With any module, you can use the show payloads command to list other available payloads. Typing help on any Meterpreter session shown by Meterpreter at the prompt will list all available commands. As you can see, a question mark will bring up the help menu, background's the current set, bg run. As you can see, every run on the and Meterpreter commands webcam Meterpreter versions. Core command once a Meterpreter of command of the network, for example, the target system. Meterpreter provides you with many useful commands that facilitate the post-exploitation phase. Below are a few examples you will often use. Help. This command will give you what's currently running. This will be who am I command on will help Meterpreter interact with it. Stroke sent by Meterpreter act like and followed by ID 7. This is started by of different users on the target system. Text password using on that the found after its ingredients is useful to locate files, or account, and quickly find several post-exploitation tools. Commands mentioned previously, such as get_system and #dump, will provide important leverage and information for privilege escalation and lateral movement. Meterpreter is also a good base you can use to run post-exploitation modules available on the Metasploit framework. Finally, you can also use the load command to leverage additional tools such as Kiwi, or even the whole Python loaded using into the load module. What you can do them. You can either start the attack box or show the split screen view. And in Metasploit, we're going to use the exploit that they have provided for us. The exploit/windows/smb/ psexec command to switch to that module that we're going to be using for this lesson and these following questions. Once that IP address is popular, let's go ahead and do a show options command to see what kind of options are available. What we need to set for this payload to work. As we can see, the L host is correctly set to the IP address of the attack box. This is going to be the IP address at the top of the attack box right there, 10.10.32.48. Make sure it matches yours specifically. So the L port is set to 4444. I say let's use it. The R host is required, but it's not currently set, so let's go ahead and set that right now. The R host is going to be that IP address that just popped up for your attack machine. So we will do set our hosts 10.10.75.223. You can find it right over there in that left-hand corner of your attack machine information. Press enter. We'll do a show options again to make sure that's correctly set, and looks like it is correctly set. So it looks like there are two settings. One to set the SMB username and one to set the SMB password. We were provided both of those. Let's go ahead and try to exploit this in 75.223. You can find it right over there in that left-hand corner of your attack machine information. Press enter. We'll do a show options again to make sure that's correctly set, and looks like it is correctly set. So it looks like there are two settings, one to set the SMB username and one to set the SMB password. We were provided both of those. Corner of your attack machine information. Press enter. We'll do a show options again to make sure that's correctly set, and looks like it is correctly set. So it looks like there are two settings, one to set the SMB username and one to set the SMB password. We were provided both of those. Let's go ahead and try to exploit this and run this just to see if it works. If not, username and one to set the SMB and set that right now. IP address of the attack box. This is going to be the IP address at the top of the attack box right there, 10.10.32.48. Make sure it matches yours specifically. specifically. So the L port is set to 4444. I say let's use it. So we will do set our hosts. If we do run, even though those settings were technically not required, as expected, there's an error. And the username that it tried to use was simply blank. So there was show options again, and we'll set the SMB user to Bowen. Once the username has been set, we'll set the SMB password, or SMB pass, to the password provided, password1, and that is going to be a capital P. Press enter. Do a show options one more time to make sure everything looks correct, and it looks like the L host is set, L port, the SMB user, SMB password, and the R host value is set correctly. So let's go ahead and type run, and go ahead and run that exploit. Looks like it is successfully executing that payload. Nice job, guys. Haha, we have a Meterpreter session. Whoop, whoop. So I don't want you guys to gloss over that. The heavy lifting of finding the exploit that will work and the username and password was provided to us by TryHackMe. So we have successfully logged in as Bowen, which I can only presume is short for Barry Allen, the Flash, and this is part of the Speedster program. Let's find out more information. What is the computer name? Hint, use the sysinfo command. So we'll go ahead and type sysinfo. And sure enough, there we have it, acme-test, all in caps. Let's go ahead and do acme-test and press enter. Whoop, whoop. What is the target domain? Hint, use the post Windows gather enum _domain module. You will need to background Meterpreter first and set the session parameter. So now we get to use these session commands. So in suit with the directions, we will background the Meterpreter session that we've created first. How do we do this? Well, it's simple. We just type in background. As we can see, that session has successfully backgrounded. We can do the sessions-i command to look at our different sessions. We can see here we have our Meterpreter session. It's still there, it's still running. But for this specific task, we were asked to find the domain, so we're going to use a different module in the meantime. We're going to use the post Windows gather enum _domain while still keeping that current session active. So we could open up a new tab, start Metasploit, use this different module for enumeration of the domain, or we can do what we just did, background the current session and stay within the same terminal and just switch to a different module. So we're going to use the post /Windows /gather /enum _domain. Go ahead and press enter. Now we will switch back over to our current session using the set session 1. We only have one session that's on the 1 ID, so that will take us to the session 1. Press enter. So now we will switch back over to that Meterpreter session where everything is set. It has the L host, it has the port number, and we're going to just type in run. And as you can see, the module successfully ran. The domain net BIOS name, or the target domain, is Flash. So we'll go ahead and type that in, and that's correct. But as you can see, some Metasploit modules are built to work off of one another once a Meterpreter session is created. What is the name of the share likely created by the user? Well, we're going to do the same thing, but just use a different module. This time, we're going to use the post Windows gather enum _shares module. So you can go ahead and press the up arrow key until you reach that previously used command. session that's on the 1 ID, so that will take us to the session 1. Press enter. So now we will switch back over to that Meterpreter session where everything is set. It has the L host, it has the port number, and we're going to just type in run. And as you can see, the module successfully ran the domain net Meterpreter session. Run that. Looks like we received the error and one or more options failed to validate session, so we did not set the session to our currently active Meterpreter session, so we'll set session to 1 once we have switched to that module. Now everything should be set correctly. If we do the show options command, we will see that everything is there. The session is 1, which is what was required of the previous module, and we can go ahead and type run, and it looks like we have the information right there. So it looks like the following shares were found. We have the sysvol share, we have the net logon share, and we have the speedster share. Now, which of these is most likely created by the user? Well, probably the speedster, because it is not a default name. Looks like dump command. So if we run that, you'll see that it's an unknown command. That's because we need to migrate the session to the lsas.exe session, something that knows how to use hash dump. So if you remember from the lesson, the ps command is going to list all the current processes that are running. So we can go ahead and run that ps, and we will see that there is bash, ruby, and ps. As you can see, that's not very many processes, and we're looking for the lsas process ID, so we will move to the active Meterpreter session. We can do that by typing sessions -i and then the number of the session. We only have 1, so that's going to be the number 1, and then we press enter. Now we're interacting back with that Meterpreter session that we started originally. We'll go ahead and type ps to see if there's more processes that are running, and sure enough, there is. Now, if you scroll up to the top, you'll see that lsas is currently running with a process ID of 772. It's the column on the farthermost left side. As you can see, that's 772. And the process is lsas.exe. The migrate command is going to be just migrate and then that process ID, not the PPID. So if we wanted to migrate this Meterpreter session to the lsas.exe process, we would do migrate 772. However, let's just run an experiment real quick to see it has given us and the migration completed successfully. Nice job. Once the migration has completed successfully, we're going to do a hash dump on the current users and press enter. As you can see, it has given us a list of the users and their hashed passwords. We have this info, and sure enough, there we have it. We have here the administrator, guest, KRBTGT, Barry Allen, Jess Chambers, J Chambers user. So we have the hash password. Now we need to transform it back into its original clear text value. So how How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use the internet. We can use an online hash cracker like crackstation.net. There's multiple websites out there. Real quick interview question, what is the difference between hashing and encrypting? The answer is a hash is designed to be one way, while encryption is designed to be for things for protect so that it can clear. We're going to go ahead and then we'll go there. We'll go ahead and print a file, which is going to be the -f parameter, and we're going to do an asterisk indicating anything with a txt file we want to see. So we're going to go ahead and press enter to see all those files on this system. So as you can see here, there are a number of text files, too many really to search quickly through. So we're looking for the secrets.txt text file. It found all of the txt files on this entire system. As you can see at the very bottom, we did find the real secret.txt file, which I believe answers this question right here. Where is the real secret.txt text file? So we jumped ahead there. But as specified in the hint, we can search for a specific file by doing the search-f parameter and typing the name of the file, which is going to be secrets.txt. Press enter, and that's going to bring up much quicker. If it hangs up on you for any reason, just press Control-C, cancel it, and then start it again and see if that changes anything. As you can see, it popped up pretty quickly, a lot quicker than searching for the entire text files for the system. You can see it is in the C Program Files Windows Multimedia Platform directory. So we'll go ahead and copy and paste correct. Oh, and get rid of these secrets.txt there at the end, and that's correct. Nice job. Looks like we had to get rid of the secrets.txt at the end and clear out all the spaces. What is the Twitter password revealed in that secrets.txt text file? Well, we can use less, we can use cat. We're going to use cat to secrets.txt. We do have to look in the right directories. So let's cd instead of the root directory. This is a Windows system, it looks like. So we're going to cd into the C drive. And then from the C drive, we'll do an ls to see what directories are available. As you can see, there are a lot of directories and files, but we know that we're looking for the program files directory. So we're going to go ahead and cd into the program files directory. Now remember, this is not a Linux system, so we're going to have to do quotation marks because Linux doesn't use spaces. They're smart. Windows does, so we'll do cd quotation marks program files with space and then parentheses x86 end parentheses and then end quotations. Press enter. So it gave us the error. I believe it was because the files is actually not capitalized. What? Let's do a print working directories to see if we're in the right directory. It looks like we're in the Windows System 32. So we'll go up 2 times, cd, and then cd again, ... cd ... Now we'll do a print working directory. We should be in the C drive. Looks like we're there. Now we'll go ahead and look for that program files directory. So we'll do cd